welcome to Conversations with Jazz. Today I am doing a review on Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 24. I will not be on camera today. However, I will have the pictures of the couples up as I am talking about them. So let's get started. First up, we are going to talk about Tenny and Rob. Tenny is 33, Rob is 34. So Rob calls Tenny so they can do their daily workout. Tenny says she is excited because he's getting ready to come home and she's looking forward to having help and relief around the house. During the workout, Rob tells Tenny that he wants her to meet with his mom for lunch so that they can mend their relationship before he comes home. Rob said he doesn't know the reason for the tension between Tenny and his mom. Tenny said Rob is the reason for the tension because he gave his mom some money and asked Tenny to ask for it back. Tenny asked Rob if his mom knew the reason why he asked for the money back, because she doesn't understand why his mom is mad at her and not him. Rob says she does, but it's too much detail to get into, but that he will clarify it. So I guess at a later date? Who knows? In the confessional, Tenny says she knows the reason why Kate, who is Rob's mom, doesn't like her. She said 4 years ago, Rob asked Tenny to send his mom some money and then told her to ask his mom for the money back. Tenny said when she asked for the money back, she was not able to get a word in edgewise because Kate hung up on her and they haven't spoken since. Tenny says she is open to speak with Kate, but she is also hesitant about it. Rob says that he will set up the lunch for them to meet. The next day, she's headed out to meet with Kate, and this will be the first time that they have spoken in 3 years. When Tenny arrives, Kate is already at the restaurant, mean mugging, waiting for Tenny. The moment Tenny sat down, Kate says, "What are we here for? It's been like 20 years and now you want to talk?" Tenny says the idea of us meeting is to reconcile our differences. Kate says, "Why now?" Tenny says this is what Rob wants before he comes home. Kate basically says she must deal with him because that's her son. Or, she must deal with Rob because that's her son. And if he invites someone into our life that I'm not fond of, I'll have to deal with it. But she also said, but we will not be a happy family, in so many words. And we're not going to get there. And basically she said because she's still in her feelings. So basically, you're just saying that you're not going to like Tenny at all. And that's what I get from that. Kate basically said the money situation caused the animosity between her and Rob, and that she doesn't want to be there with Tenny at the restaurant. Tenny says Kate doesn't like her, and her reason is over money. Tenny said when he asked her to call his mom to ask for the money back, she knew she was doing the dirty work, and it looked like it was just her wanting the money back, but that wasn't the case. She said she told Rob to just let her keep the money because she did not feel comfortable asking for the money back. Tenny tells Kate she explained to Rob that Kate was yelling, screaming, ranting, and raving, and that he told her she'll get over it. Tenny says now it went from 1 day to a week, a month, a year, and now it's been 3 years of not speaking. Kate wanted Tenny to take the initiative to call her to make her understand what took place. So it sounds like Kate just wants to be the queen bee, end all be all. That's what I get from what she's saying here. But let's continue. Tenny says she has reached out, and to no avail, it didn't work out in her favor. Tenny then asked, "Did you get the Mother's Day gift I sent?" Kate said, "That ain't good enough for me. And if it wasn't for him getting out, we wouldn't be here." Kate then says he's been gone for 18 years and then he gets married. And while she's home taking care of her mother, Tenny is living good. She said, look what you riding in. I barely made it up here. Oh. So that's what it is. Rob's mom wants to be taken care of. It's giving, she wants to live the life that Tenny is living because she's the mother. That's just my opinion. Tenny says Rob has a business with his brother, and the business is successful enough for him to have a savings account for when he comes home. Kate says she'll deal with Tenny because she is Rob's wife, but when Rob's ex was in the picture, it was different, meaning better. She says she was more concerned about her and the fact that Tenny and Rob have a good financial situation where they can help her. She feels like they say, oh, she can figure it out. Tenny says that is not true. And Kate says, yes, it is. She said when Rob's ex was in the picture, she looked out for her. She made sure she was okay, and her and Rob's ex would communicate. Tenny says, that's enough, we can cut. At this point, Tenny feels disrespected. She is not going to sit there and listen to it. She said her name and the ex's name should not be mentioned in the same sentence. And basically that was the end of their full scene. Now, I want to take a look back at episode 23 because there was a huge red flag in that episode where Rob, apparently he had Tenny put cameras all around her house. The kitchen, her bedroom, the outside, the closet, the doors, the living room area. She said Rob is always watching the cameras, and she'll wake up at 2 a.m., tossing and turning, and she'll call out his name and he'll be like, I'm here, baby. I'm up. I just checked the cameras. Red flag. That is giving creep mode. I mean, controlling. You want to make sure she doesn't bring anybody in the house. I don't like it. And the fact that she has kids, I really don't like that. I don't need to put cameras in my house, for you to be watching. But okay, whatever. She said that there are no cameras in her kids' room or bathroom, so it doesn't bother her. Well, it's giving, he's a psychopath, but that's my opinion. And I also think that there's some other issues going on with this money situation. I feel like he is triangulating his mom and Tenny, because I don't understand why he can't just tell her, like, Mom, I asked for the money back, and leave it at that. And if Rob and his mom has issues, then that's Rob and his mom. I don't know where Tenny fits in all this, but I guess we'll see for episodes to come. I also feel like Kate, the mom, is still in communication with the ex. And I also feel like Rob is possibly in communication with the ex. But I guess we'll also see if that is the case for episodes to come. Next, we have Joey, 46. He is a real estate brokerage coordinator. And we have Michael. He is in for intent to deliver and drug trafficking. So Joey is at home. He said he didn't sleep well because he was working on photos, but is scared to send them to the sergeant because he's scared Michael will get into trouble. In order for Joey to visit Michael, the prison wants proof they knew each other before Michael was locked up. Joey said he photoshopped the picture and he's worried they may cut all contact if they find out. Michael calls and Joey tells him he sent the picture. Michael says, please don't, because Michael said he can tell that the picture is fake. But hopefully they won't pay too much attention to it. Joey said his mom is back from Reno, and Michael says, oh yeah, I forgot. I have to meet Mom tomorrow. And he says that it's going to be weird. He also asks if she is going to attack him, and Joey basically says she might, but you deserve it. In the confessional, Joey says he comes from a family of 5, and it's always been a dream to meet someone that can hang with his family and have a relationship, and wants Michael to be that person. Joey says his family doesn't know Michael or what he's about, which is the reason for their concern. Michael asked Joey if every guy he brought home was a douchebag. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like other than you, even though you didn't bring him home yet, but whatever. Joey says he doesn't bring anyone to his home because he's picky. Are you, Joey? Because I can't tell. Michael gives Dusty very much. Seedy, you know. I feel like, Joey, you can do much better, but that's my opinion. Joey then asks Michael his body count. And Michael says, you don't want to know that. Joey said, give me a number. Michael says, in here or out there too? Joey said, yeah, what's the prison count? Michael says the prison count is easier. Then this fool proceeds to start naming people. He says, let's see. There was LJ, there was Christopher, Kyle, who else? And he says probably 6 or 7, but I've done a lot of years. Joey proceeds to ask him his count outside of the prison, and Michael basically says it's too many to count. Joey said, more than 100? Michael said, I'm 40. Of course it's over 100. Michael says he wants to get married to Joey and that he hasn't told that to anybody, so he should feel special. Why? Because you didn't tell anybody? Okay. In the next breath, he says, just the thought of it seems weird because sometimes he gets bored and sick of the monotony. Going to work, coming home, going to sleep, and he doesn't know how Joey does it. See, to me, this is the definition of double talk. It's like when a person says to you, I want to be with you and all those things, and then in the next breath they say, when you get married. And it's like, you know, sometimes depending on the dopamine that is being excreted from you, I feel like sometimes you hear things and sometimes you don't, or you hear things and you know it's a red flag, but you don't pay attention to it because you're still thinking like maybe they didn't mean it. But to me, that's what Michael was doing. It's like yeah, I want to marry you, but I just don't know how you can do this every day. Come home, go to work. You know, it's double talk. I don't like it. I think Joey needs to run, but let's continue on. So the next day, Joey's family is waiting for Michael to call. They want to vet him. The family is worried because Joey is a recovering addict and they're worried about 2 addicts being together. His mom is worried about Joey relapsing. Joey said he doesn't want to be Michael's end-all be-all, but he wants to support him. His brother feels like he doesn't have to rescue him, and Joey does agree. Joey's brother is a recovering alcoholic and said it's tough and that he doesn't have much faith because Michael is a repeat offender. He said it's a huge red flag. He believes he will continue to keep doing what he's doing, as far as basically going in and out of jail. At that point, Joey logs into the video chat. Michael is now on the chat. Joey's dad asks him, how is Lockup Motel? Joey's dad said, you know, we all wanted to meet you, just to say hi. He said, I hear that you're a sailor, you know. He said, I see you got the Marine Corps haircut. He said, I like him already. I think that Joey's dad was just trying to make light of the situation. I'm pretty sure, you know, none of them trust Michael, but I also think they didn't want Michael to feel uncomfortable, so they were, you know, just pretty light with the conversation. Joey's dad then asked Michael how did him and Joey meet. He said they met on a dating site, and the dad said, oh, okay, on Grindr. He said, okay, Joey said that, so it's validated. Michael said they briefly met before he went to jail. You know, so they really didn't get to spend a lot of time together. Joey's family said that they just want to get to know him a little bit, and Michael says that he does look forward to that. After the chat, Joey and his family, they sit down to have dinner, and Joey's brother asks, how is he able to make phone calls, you know, take care of his personals, etc. Joey says that he sends Michael $50 a week. Joey's brother and his dad said, oh, so basically he's incentivized to keep you around. They are worried about Michael buying drugs in jail. And Joey said basically he could get drugs if he wasn't putting money on his books. Joey's sister said that she is basically worried about Joey's sobriety and knows he relapsed with Michael. His dad was surprised and asked when. Joey said before Michael got locked up. Joey's brother said 5 months ago. Joey's dad said, what did you use? Back to the needles? And Joey said, yeah. Joey's dad said that it hurt his heart. He asked everyone else at the table if they knew, and no one else knew. The only person that knew was his sister Tammy. Tammy said that they love and support Joey, and based on the journey he's going through with Michael, that it was important for the family to know. Joey's dad said, you completely shut us off, and Joey said that he didn't want them to worry. Joey's dad said that he is a recovering alcoholic for over 35 years, and that it's a traumatic thing to find out your kid is back to using. He said he lost his mom and uncles to addiction, and that it affects the whole family. He said that he is scared for his son. Joey then consoles his mom, and after that, because she started crying, she asked him if he relapsed because of Michael. Joey said no. He said when you're in a state of depression, you're not thinking when you're in that state. Joey said he was sober for 12 years and he went out looking for it. He said he knew exactly what he was doing. He said he was in a dark, sad, and lonely place, and he wanted to feel something, a feeling, and he knew using would help him do that. He said he was at a seedy motel and Michael told him, don't give up, look how far you came. He said Michael said, so what, you made a mistake. Joey said he remembers Michael holding him and telling him that it would be okay, and he feels Michael rescued him in a way and now feels he needs to rescue him. I get where Joey is coming from with that, but I feel like, Joey, you don't owe Michael anything. You really don't. Do I think Michael is possibly using Joey? Possibly. More yes than no. I just think Joey seems like a really nice person. He seems that way. But I think that he could have a better partner. Alright, the next couple we have up is Shantae and True. Shantae is 35. She is a restaurant manager. True is 31. He is in for first-degree robbery. This couple is a hot mess. I honestly, I really can't wait to see how their connection turns out in the next episodes to come, because they're a mess. Alright, let's get started. So Shantae is home. She's doing a countdown till True comes home. She said 4 weeks, 1 day, 7 hours, 59 minutes, and 45 seconds. She got it down to the seconds, y'all. The seconds. True is calling and asks Shantae, does she miss him? She said on a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 5. Shantae then asks him, how does he feel about coming home in a month? True said he's excited about seeing her in person. He wants a massage. She said, oh, you're excited about sex. Okay. He says 7 days straight, no breaks, no resets, no timeouts. Okay. Whatever you say. There is no way to explain why she loves True the way that she does, other than she's willing to compromise and be more available than she's ever been in life. She said her lowest point in her life, when she was ready to give up, he was there. Well, where else was he going? I mean, he didn't have anywhere to go, so I guess he was there. He's been in prison for 12 and a half years for robbery. True says he met Shantae through her stepbrother Fred. Shantae said when she first saw a picture of True, she was like, no sir, not for me. Then True had his cousin send another picture, and she was like, okay. True, like Shantae personality, he likes that she can calm him down when he gets frustrated. He says Shantae and I haven't seen each other in person. He thinks she is nervous, but he has seen her on a tablet and in pictures. He feels the way people on POF have long distance relationships and never met each other in person, but they still fall in love. He feels it's the same with being in prison. Shantae cannot wait to have a cook-off with True when he is released because he thinks that he is all that. Shantae says she loves to cook and always wanted to open a restaurant. True also wants to do that with her. Yes, with her doing all the work and you just stepping in. Anyway, she said she is going to meet with the restaurant advisor to find out the do's and don'ts and how to start up. Shantae tells him she's having company over for a housewarming, and they get off the phone. In the confessional, Shantae says she goes back and forth if God or the devil put True in her path. She says some days she doesn't know. And I'm here to tell you, Shantae, if you don't know, then you know. You know which one sent them. Run, girl, run for the hills. Because this is not it. And I'll get into why as I progress on. Shantae says she probably has spent $30,000 on True. $30,000. And she knows it's all going to be worth it when he gets out. I need to know, if you spend $30,000 on a person in jail, how is that going to be worth it to you when he gets out? Can someone please explain that to me? Because I'm lost on that. Janelle, Shantae's niece, and Janiyah, Shantae's best friend, and Shantae's daughter, Monet, all gather to enjoy the seafood boil Shantae has prepared. Janelle asks, was it necessary to move all the way out here? Shantae said it was necessary because he'll be on parole for a minute. Janelle hopes he's willing to make sacrifices like that for her when he gets out. Shantae said she moved to Missouri a week ago from Kansas. She said for True to be paroled to Kansas, it's a 1-year wait to be reviewed. Shantae is selling her home in Kansas and hope it sells soon because she is currently paying $5,000 a month for both properties. And that this is the hardest financial place she's been in a very long time. It's like, why are you turning your life upside down for a person that you don't even know? It doesn't even matter that the stepbrother knows him. You're turning your whole life upside down for a person you don't know. It's like you're causing the chaos in your life right now. But let's continue, because it gets better. Janelle said, what if you see him and be like, ugh? Janiyah said, what if you notice traits that you didn't notice over the phone? Shantae said, they will have to work through it, and that she notices traits in Janiyah almost every day. Janiyah said, yeah, but we not engaged. Shantae said her and True have been engaged for 1 year and 9 months. He proposed through her kids while they were on the phone. Shantae said True has never been with a black girl because he thinks we're ghetto and ratchet. Shantae, oh God. Girl, run for your life. Run for the hills, honey. OMG. You're dealing with a black man that said he's never dealt with a black girl or woman because he thinks we're all ghetto and ratchet. Are you not listening to the words that are coming out of this man's mouth? He doesn't even like himself. Oh, girl, okay. Janelle said, that's strange, and said he's a little ghetto too. Okay. Shantae said, but his type is not a black girl or woman. Janelle said in a confessional, her aunt is clearly black, and in her mind, it's all kinds of red flags for her. So she's asking a couple questions like, what, he changed his mind? What went on? Are you using her or something? Did you see something different in her? When you get out, are you going to switch up? Are you going to be a different person? Janelle says she wants to make sure Shantae is not putting her all into something that's phony or that nobody is using her. At this point, Shantae starts crying. Janiyah says she doesn't want Shantae to feel like they are attacking her, but they are concerned and letting her know what they see. what they see that she's not seeing. And they want to make sure she's putting herself first and not going into this with just her heart, but her mind as well. I feel like I guess you feel like a year and 9 months. He must be a pretty smooth talker, because I feel like she has fallen for it all. But I do feel like True is definitely using her. There is no way that you can tell a black woman that you don't like black women because we're all ghetto and ratchet. That would have been such a red flag for me. I mean, no. I would have never talked to him again. Well, I wouldn't talk to him anyway, just because he's in jail, and I ain't doing that. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, girl, run, okay? Alright, so that's it for their story at the moment until the next episode. Next up, we have Andrew, who is 40. He is a warehouse supervisor. And we have Candace, who's 29. She is in for burglary. So Andrew, he is all packed up and ready to start driving to Vegas for Candace's release. And he has things for her. Valentino sandals that are $500. A Louis Vuitton bag that was $1,500. I believe it was an Apple Watch for $250. A wallet for $80. Makeup for $50. Chanel sunglasses for $400. A gold chain that was $250. And I think it's an Apple phone or maybe a Galaxy, I don't know, for $1,000. He puts the items in the Louis bag, zips the bag, and breaks the flap. Sir, that is not a $1,500 Louis bag. If the flap breaks just like that, I'm sorry. Where did you get that bag? Can you tell us? Probably not. Andrew said he'll be on the road for 3 days. He's packed up some furniture and is on his way to Vegas. She calls him. He tells her he's on the road, and he also tells her that he broke the flap on her Louis bag. She said, "Oh, you gotta be gentle." And child, she ain't caring about that damn bag. She said, because she brushed that off and basically told Andrew, you need to pick up some things from the roadside shops. You know, I guess he's driving from state to state and he sees some shops. He needs to stop, pull over, and buy her some stuff from, I guess, a shop in each state or whatever. Andrew says he doesn't get everything that Candace wants, but if he can, he will. He got her a rose quartz crystal, salt and pepper shakers, handmade Navajo jewelry, and a turquoise and bone bracelet. We then see him at a shop spending $234 on some more shit for Candace. He said at some point he thought it is very expensive to date an inmate. And I feel like only if you make it that way. Because I don't know why. The word no does exist. And the words, I will get you something, but I ain't getting you that. I don't know. That's just that's just how I work. Whatever. He said it takes $90 to fill up his truck, and that it will cost him $600 to $700 in gas. But it's okay because he sees them as married. Andrew. Oh, God. I tell you, the people in prison got game, but I get it. I guess if I was on the inside, would I have game too? Maybe. I don't know. Candace calls and asks Andrew what are his thoughts on checking out places in Vegas, and would he be open to look. He said permanent homes. She said just to look and see, what we would like in a home. He said he is down for that, but he cannot wait until she gets her travel pass to come to Jersey so that she can see their place. Candace said she's been married 2 times but is now divorced. She has 1 son from the first marriage, and their relationship needs to be restored. His father has him in visitation at his discretion. She says she plans on staying in Nevada until she gets written documentation regarding custody of her son before she starts her interstate compact to New Jersey. Andrew hopes she comes home to New Jersey within the next 6 to 7 months. But if she gets out and decides she doesn't want to move to New Jersey, even after in her profile she stated she is willing to relocate, that would be a surprise to him. Candace calls as Andrew is in front of the prison. He says, "Can you feel me?" She said, "Are you here?" He tells her that he's at the prison now. He then asks if she's feeling overwhelmed or is she okay. She said, "If I feel anything, I'm going to let you know." She said, "Sometimes when you ask me those things, it gets me thinking and I start to get overwhelmed. I'll let you know." Andrew said he's going to honk the horn in his truck 3 times to see if she can hear it and for it to mean saying "I love you." Candace is worried that she will not live up to Andrew's expectations and is also worried about hurting his feelings or making him feel rejected without even trying to because of her own insecurities. And she knows his biggest fear is rejection. She said it is time for count and she will call him after. Andrew basically said that he can't wait to hug and kiss her and to put a ring on her finger and start the next phase. I don't know why, but I feel like this is Sean and Destiny from prior seasons. I don't know if any of you remember Sean and Destiny, but Andrew to me would be the nice version of Sean, not the creepy version. But Candace and Destiny, to me they could be sisters almost, probably. Alright, so that was the end of we'll see what happens in the next episode with them. Next up, we have Ayana, 27, who is a dancer, and Jamal, 36, who is in for drug trafficking. This is also another hot ass mess of a couple. So we have Ayana, she's at her house, she's talking to Jamal, who was her ex-best friend's boyfriend. She says in a couple of days she has court and has to turn herself in. She says she has to go to jail for 2 weeks or 3 months. She is concerned about how she'll talk to Jamal while she is locked up. And the only way to do so is calling 3-way. You know, where she's on the phone with somebody and he's on the phone with somebody and those two somebodies call each other so that they can talk. Yeah. She says she knows that she has temperamental issues and her lawyer wants her to go to a anger management class. And that it could possibly lower her sentence. And she said that if that's the case, she's going to do it. So she goes to the therapist's office. The therapist asks her, "What made you come here?" Ayana said her lawyer suggested it and that it may help with her DUI case that she has right now. The therapist asks about the court situation and then asks what happened to get you where you are. Ayana says she was high driving. The therapist asks her if she has any past situations with arrests. Ayana says assault charges for fighting. Ayana then says she wouldn't go as far to say she has anger problems, but she has an attitude problem. The therapist asks what brings out the attitude and anger. Ayana says she feels she is the black sheep in the family. And she also feels like she has mental issues. She said not having her dad as her knight in shining armor, she feels like if something happens, he was supposed to come and rescue her. And it's never been that. Which is the reason she has a hard shell and is tough. She said when she was young, her mom did everything she could to take care of her and her siblings. She said not having her dad around completely affected her. She said she never had that father figure love that she needed. She says she is a broken girl and Jamal is putting the pieces of her back together. How? It's starting to feel like, did you always want Jamal even when he was with your best friend? Ooh, that's a tricky situation right there. Neither one of y'all no good for that one, but that's neither here nor there at the moment. So the therapist asks, who's looking out for you? Ayana says she feels like her boyfriend is, but still, he's not here, he's in jail. The therapist asks, are there things you do for yourself to help you? At this point, Ayana's cell phone starts ringing. It's her lawyer. The lawyer said the judge's schedule has shifted. She is no longer available on the 8th, and she gave them Monday the 7th. Ayana is upset because she was supposed to see Jamal on the 7th. She said everything she had planned is BS, and now her plans are screwed up. Honestly, I think it's a blessing in disguise. I feel like sometimes things happen and you don't even know why that they're happening, but it'd be for your own protection, you know? But we'll get to that in a second too. Ayana said the last time she seen Jamal in person was 3 years ago. Now she is afraid she commits it, and it's very stressful. The therapist says this is where you let it out. Ayana says she's been through a lot and she masks everything. And she just lets it build up, and then she explodes. And then comes the tears. So she'll just mask her pain. The therapist asked if Ayana prevents herself from crying. And she said as much as she can. And that she's actually holding back right now. Ayana says she has so much on her mind. She's worrying about her son going back to school, worrying about her son getting clothes. She's worrying about her daughter's getting bigger and she needs more clothes. She's worried about the fact that she has to go to jail. She has to make sure that her house is fully taken care of. She said it's killing her, and she feels like she always has to be Superwoman. The therapist says it's not realistic. Ayana says she feels with relationships and everything, she always been Superwoman and she's over it. Ayana starts crying and she feels like she's suffocating. She says she wants one day to do nothing, but she's on the go constantly, 24/7. But that she's just tired. The therapist says she is burning out, and that having it all and doing it all is such a myth. It's impossible. Anger is a secondary emotion, so that when Ayana is crying and expressing it in that way, it's because there is something deeper going on. The therapist then says it's whatever you're holding and stuffing down inside. She said once the stuff comes out, it will be a lot easier to handle the anger in the situation. Ayana says she feels when you show people your true emotions, they take advantage of that and trample over it and do what they want. She said to protect herself, she just likes to mask stuff. And that is it for the episode. So I actually feel like in Ayana's case, she's actually going through a bunch of trial and tribulations. I think that in the long run, as she gets older and she learns and heals herself, that she will be able to tell people a story that it will help somebody else. I think that Jamal is not the one, even though I know she thinks he is right now. And it also gives that she's probably a yes person, maybe. It also feels like she doesn't like herself very much. I think she thinks something's wrong with her. And you can kind of tell her behavior, which we'll probably get to in the next few episodes to come. I don't know. I hope that she honestly gets the help that she needs for her to better herself, and she should be okay. But I guess we'll see what happens. So please, thank you for watching this review. Please like, comment, subscribe. Even if you don't like the video, hit the thumbs down. Hit the thumbs up if you do like it. Comment. You can leave a comment about what you feel on this episode. Thank you and have a good night.